Good morning. My name is Meredith Hall, and I am a member of this congregation and your worship associate today. And as you can see, I did not put on makeup today. I'm not in pajamas though. On behalf of Reverend Dave Dunn, intern minister Liz Martin, director of religious exploration Lexi T. Brown, our music director Alex Peach, today's musician Meredith McCaskey, and the tiny team today that are making today's Zoom service possible, I would like to welcome you all to the Unitarian Universalist Metro Atlanta North congregation, which we lovingly call UUMAN. UUMAN is a liberal faith community with the mission to nurture our spirit, strive for justice, and transform the world. No matter who you are, whom you love, or where you are on your spiritual journey, all are welcome here. And now is when I normally would say, welcome to all that are joining us remotely, but we are all remote today. So welcome to all of us. And we appreciate making the effort to join us today. And I'm seeing in the chat that some people had as much as 4 inches of snow, so that's pretty significant. Hopefully, everybody did not have any trouble with power outages at their home or any concerns. All right, and now Valerie has some announcements. Unmute.
The Social Justice Committee is making available resources on how to stay connected and create community after the alarming events in Minneapolis and recent ICE and election events around Atlanta. Please provide your name to any member of the Social Justice Committee and they will follow up. Also, you will see in your order of worship a special announcement for the coming week. This Tuesday, February 3rd, we have been invited to an event at Emerson UU featuring author Nico Lang at 7 p.m. And then next Sunday, we have our tailgate and auction party following services.
We will also have time for announcements at the end of the service if you have more to say about the things that are upcoming. And now, Come Sit by Our Fire by Jennifer Kitchen. Come sit by our fire and let us share stories. Let me hear your tales of far off lands, wanderer, and I will tell you of my travels. Share your experience of the holy with me, worshiper, and I will tell you of that which I find divine. Come and stay, lover of leaving, for ours is no caravan of despair, but of hope. We would hear your stories of grief and sorrow as readily as those of joy and laughter, for there is a time and a place and a hearing for all the stories of the world. Stories are the breath and word of the Spirit of life, that power that we name love. Come, for our fire is warm and we have seats for all. Come again and yet again. Come speak to me of what fills your heart, what engages your mind, what resides in your soul. Come, let us worship together.
Just realized I was muted. Sorry about that. So now it's time to light our chalice, and I will be reading To Be a Unitarian Universalist by Erica Hewitt. To be a Unitarian Universalist means we'll never be done with the work. the work of telling the truth about oppression, the work of resisting any laws, policies, or practices that deny anyone their humanity, the work of stubbornly seeking out the spark of the divine in each other, no matter what the work of creating heaven on earth. To be a Unitarian Universalist also means we're not alone in the world or in the work. We are not alone because of our promises to love one another. We are not alone because we are companions on the journey. We grow ourselves into allies, helping one another get free, because none of us is truly free until we are all free. And if you did not light a candle at home yet and you have one available, now would be the time to do that. Okay, this is the time in our service where ordinarily children, young and old, are invited to the front of the sanctuary for our Time for All Ages. Being online is pretty special because we all get a front row seat today. Please welcome Lexi as she shares a story with us.
Hello. Today I'm going to be sharing with you The Rabbit Listen by Corey Doryfield. We have a couple of guests joining us today. Thank you, Grandpa Rollin, for inspiring us. So today, our friend Taylor. One day, Taylor decided to build something special, something new, something amazing. But then, out of nowhere, things came crashing down. The chicken was the first to notice. Cluck, cluck, cluck. What a shame. I'm sorry, sorry, sorry this happened. Let's talk about it. Cluck, cluck. But Taylor didn't feel like talking, so the chicken left. Next came the bear. Grrr. Grrr. Oh, how horrible. I bet you feel so angry. Let's shout about it. Grrr. But Taylor didn't feel like shouting, so the bear left. The elephant knew just what to do. Trumpa-dum-da, I can fix this. We just need to remember exactly the way things were. But Taylor didn't feel like remembering, so the elephant left. Next came the hyena, who's currently a cat. Let's laugh about it! Ha 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 ha! And then the ostrich. Gulp. Let's hide and pretend nothing happened. And then the kangaroo. Tisk, tisk, tisk. What a mess. Let's throw it all away. And then the snake came. Let's go knock somebody else's. But Taylor didn't feel like doing anything with anybody. So eventually, they all left. Until Taylor was all alone. In the quiet, Taylor didn't notice the rabbit. It moved closer and closer until Taylor could feel its warm body heat. Together they sat in silence until Taylor said, "Please stay with me." And the rabbit listened. Taylor listened. The rabbit listened as Taylor talked. The rabbit listened as Taylor shouted. The rabbit listened as Taylor remembered and laughed. And the rabbit listened to Taylor's plans to hide, to throw everything away, to ruin it for somebody else. Through it all, the rabbit never left. And when the time was right, the rabbit listened to Taylor's plan to build again. "I can't wait," said Taylor. "It's going to be amazing." The end.
Man, that story gets me every time. Thank you so much, Lexi, for reading it and doing such a wonderful job of doing so. That was delightful. These are days. These are days you'll remember. Never before and never since, I promise, will the world be as warm as this. And as you feel it, you'll know it's true, that you are blessed and lucky. That is a song called "These Are Days" by 10,000 Maniacs, released in 1992. For some of us, this song has been the soundtrack for countless photo slideshows, amplifying the nostalgia and the good days gone by. I love this song, but I also hate this song. It's truly a love-hate relationship. Or, I guess as you might say, it's complicated. In the weeks since we have gathered in person, not one, but two catastrophic storms have battered folks not too far from us and maybe our own homes, and kept us sheltering in place and kept us from church and gathering in person. We have grieved not one, but two nonviolent protesters being executed by ICE in the streets of Minneapolis. We've watched as young children in bunny hats have been taken into custody after being used as bait. And we've watched as tens of thousands of people have swarmed the streets in Minneapolis, joined by 1,200 clergy leaders that included 200 of our Unitarian Universalist ministers, 100 of whom were arrested at the airport. Our Unitarian Universalist Association president, Reverend Dr. Sophia Betancourt, was among dozens arrested by Capitol Police on Thursday as she was taking part in a multi-faith protest against the Department of Homeland Security's budget. Oh, and the Epstein files were released on Friday. Honestly, I can't even go on with this list. It's too much. My heart feels so broken. These are the times that I hate that song for being so positive. I want to tell Miss Natalie Merchant that the inverse of her song is just as true. These are days I'll remember. Never before and never since, I promise, will the whole world be as cold as this. And yet, In the weeks since we have gathered in person, well, I started crocheting a protest hat in front of the most gorgeous, sparkling, crackling fireplace. I soaked my cares away watching a sunset over the Sandia Mountains in Albuquerque. I sang and danced and worshiped with 300 Unitarian Universalist religious professionals. I gave 2 potentially horrifying but ultimately exhilarating sermons in front of actual grown-up ministers. I think I hugged approximately 100 people, and I think I ate approximately 1 bucket full of delicious New Mexican chili peppers. Honestly, I can't even go on with this list. It's too much. My heart is so full. These are days I'll remember. Never before and never since, I promise, will the whole world be as warm as this. And as I feel it, I know it's true. I am blessed and lucky. And isn't that just life right there? Joys and sorrows and the absolute messiness of beauty alternating with horror show. I learned the theological term shit show in a burning dumpster this past week. Everywhere you turn, beauty, terror, joy, sorrow, everywhere. I don't know about you, but that messiness, that big, giant pile of I don't know what, that's what I'm here for. And by here, I mean engaging in a community of faith. I believe we need each other. We need each other in order to keep the faith that things can be different, to imagine a better world together, to pick each other up when we stumble, and to share in the joys that give us the energy to keep fighting the good fight. And because of that, I say, let's get to it. The most important part of our Sunday worship, in this hopefully one day a minister's mind, is our community joys and sorrows. Let's go. Share with us.
Okay. And I think I'm supposed to be spotlighted. There we go. Okay, that was a lovely lead-in to this point in the service where we share our joys with each other to magnify them and our sorrows to divide the weight of our pain. If you are so moved, please feel free to raise your hand to share a joy or sorrow. You can raise your hand using the reaction button on Zoom, which is just below me with the little heart, or by simply physically raising your hand on your screen. Lexi will then call on and unmute you one at a time. Please remember to state your name. Liz will then drop a piece of sea glass in a bowl after, and you can see right there, after you express a joy or sorrow that you may have. If you are more inclined to not speak out loud, you are also invited to type your joys and sorrows in the chat. So if you don't already have the chat up on your screen, you can see there's a little place with some text bubbles, and you just click on that and it'll bring up the chat on the side. And Steve Allerton, you have a less busy job today, I guess. All right, we are now going to try, oh, sorry. So we will start.
We're gonna start with Amy.
Um, Hi, I'm Amy Tyndall. I'm a member. You may or may not know that I am a English as a second language teacher at Norcross High School. Um, in the past couple weeks, I have lost upwards of 5, 6 kids who have moved back to their countries because they're scared, or
Deported
uh,
them.
I've had two, we just don't know where they went. And it's heartbreaking to see. Um, so keep them in your thoughts. But on Thursday, is that Thursday or Wednesday? Wednesday, a bunch of our kids, both Esau and Not, um, were protesting out in front of our school, and admin supported them. And it was beautiful to see other high schools actually came and protested with them. And it was just really good to see, but also heartbreaking that these children have to go through this. So just keep my kids in your thoughts, please.
Gonna be so hard to be a teacher.
And next we have Steve Allerton.
Yes, I have a virtual pebble of joy to drop for my friend and coworker Darren McMichael, who was out of work for almost 2 years. And last week, he started a new position as Director of Technology Operations for Coupa Software. So I'm very, very happy for him. I know I reached out to some of you for job search recommendations. So I wanted to let everybody know to whom it may concern.
Thank you, Steve. Meredith.
So I wanted to share that last week, after I found out that Alex Pretty had been murdered, I had a panic attack and cried for 30 minutes, just over the state of the world and my fear for my children, and what I feel like they don't have much of a future in this country. But then the next day, I decided to start seeds inside. So I had a tray of the little peat pods that you can you fluff them up with water and then put the seeds in. And I already have a bunch of seedlings that have popped up. And that just felt like hope. It felt like a reminder that like
Like,
the earth goes on. And she's our mother. She's still there. She's still gonna grow things. Life is still gonna find a way in the midst of all of that. So I just wanted to share that. I don't know if that's a joy or a sorrow, or I guess it's both. So
I don't see any other react hands or physical hands. If you're on video and you still would like to share joy and concern, can you raise your hand now for me? Okay. I am going to also share a joy similar to what has already been said about how difficult it is to be in this world right now. But my joy is that I was looking for a way to feel more connected to this community. And so I asked my partner Hayden to build a platform for the parents and MCY people to connect and be online together with. And he spent like 5 hours building this platform for us. And it's so sweet to have such a supportive partner. And I'm very, very fortunate. I also see that Sarah shared some joys in the chat, which I'm going to share with you. Her two dogs loved the snow. I also, we're going to drop a pebble for Sarah's dogs. I also have another comment from Dave Regal. His niece passed her licensed therapist exam. She made an offer on a house in Raleigh, which was accepted. She moves to her new duty station in Fort Liberty in May. She was commissioned as the second lieutenant in the U.S. Army last year. A pebble of joy. Many pebbles. We're going to give you one big pebble for all these pebbles. And Bob Hop, a good friend of mine, Gary Jones, passed away recently, very unexpectedly. He leaves behind a daughter and a spouse. Please keep him in your hearts. And Liz has another.
I just wanted to maybe share. I realized that I didn't, in my short homily, I didn't really explain that I had the tremendous joy of going to Albuquerque last week. I had to wrangle flights on both ends because I was flying Sunday to Saturday initially and ended up getting there early and coming home early to avoid the weather. But yeah, just pretty much what I said. Like the weight of the world is so hard, and yet finding joy is what happened there. And I took a preaching class, and it was difficult, but wonderful. And I'm glad to be back among you today and excited to be trying something new like this worship service.
Now you must drop your own pebble.
Yes. But do.
Okay, and unless there's any last thoughts or joys or sorrows to share, Liz will drop one final pebble for all those joys and sorrows still too tender to escape the folds of our hearts. Let us keep one another in our thoughts for the coming week. And now we are going to try singing together hymn number 346, Come Sing a Song with Me. The lyrics will be available both on your screen and in the chat. Meredith McCaskey, not me, will play through the hymn once, then Valerie will lead us in singing. Please do not unmute. Zoom cannot really handle multiple voices at the same time, unfortunately. But please do sing your heart out as loudly as you wish at home.
Everybody here?
Yep. Come, come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me. Come sing a song with me that I might know your mind. And I'll bring you hope when hope is hard to find. And I'll bring a song of love and a rose in the winter time.
Thank you, Valerie. That was lovely. All right. Please join me in extinguishing. Oh, okay. I'm not muted. I thought I was muted for a minute. That's just my bin. Okay. So please join me in extinguishing our chalices. The words are in the chat. Hopefully. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Go now. This is With Passion and Faith by Pat Uribe Lichty. Go out now to the world that is waiting for you. Go out to the world to bring your gentle touch to those in pain. Go out to feed and house those in need. Go out with courage to do the work which calls you. Go out now with your passion and your faith to change the world. Go in peace, but not really. We would like you to stay for second hour. So hold on through the postlude, and then we will give you instructions on how to do that. Right. Excellent. Okay, friends, I invite you to grab yourselves a warm beverage, just like you would at coffee hour, and join us for second hour. We are going to open up some breakout rooms, and something will show up on your screen that will allow you to choose a breakout room. And I'm gonna put it put the breakout rooms up on the screen here momentarily. There we go. But if you can't figure out how to get into a breakout room, you can type in the chat which breakout room you'd like to go to, and we will put you there. Something might pop up on your screen asking you, do you want to join the room? So keep an eye out for that. Lexi, if you want to go ahead and open the breakout rooms, we will get people moving into them. Thanks all for being here.
Okay, I'm gonna start assigning like Sarah did. She wrote a comment, and so I can drop her into the right room.